Hello everyone, this is Cheryl the Craft Nut 32, and today I'm here to share with you some cards that I've made. I haven't crafted in so long, and I had some time a little bit last week, but a lot over the weekend, and I had a lot of fun making these cards. And so I thought I would hop on really quick and share them with you before I send them out. So I'm going to start with this first card. This is a masculine card. It's a thank you card for a really good friend. I was in school over this last year and I had a research project that he really helped me out with. He worked at a place that I was researching about and he let me interview him a number of times through all of this COVID-19 busyness, and he is quite busy with that, but he took the time out and let me interview him. Like I said, several times, and his interviews were instrumental to one of my projects that I had to do. So I made him this card just to write him a note telling him thanks, and this is it. So what I did, I really wanted to create a C card. I just wanted to do something kind of fun, more of a scene card for him, rather than, I find cards for men can quite often turn out really plain, so I wanted to do something fun. So I started off, and I need to grab the stamp set that I used. Looking at this stamp set. This is the Lawn Fawn, Yours Sublime. And I loved sending my deepest thanks. I was really starting off this card by looking for the sentiment. And then the rest kind of came together. I didn't decide to use any of these images. I really like this submarine, but I really just wanted to cut it out with my silhouette. I found an image that is like pretty much the same. It's minus like the little fins. It is the submarine. The number for the silhouette store is 1400552. And I just went with it. I loved it. I had a lot of fun cutting it out. I do love coloring. I don't have the dies for this. I have cut this out before and I found it really got kind of tricky around the propellers. So that was kind of the reason I decided not to color and cut it, but to use my silhouette. So I cut it out, and oh, I forgot the inks for the silhouette as well. I used not as prepared as I had hoped. I kind of spent some time getting everything ready, but I did forget a couple of things. So I cut it out. I used some Distress ink, mustard seed around the edge of the submarine. I really like how that looks. It's not too dramatic, but it is there when you're kind of looking at it closely. I added some glossy accents to the windows here. I have a little container that's, I think, kind of getting towards halfway, which is impressive. I've had it forever. And then on the background, I used a ton of Distress inks, Distress Oxide inks. And then I have this really fun Lawn Fawn Liquid Stardust. So to create the little shimmery bubbles, I put some on a block and I used, what did I use? I guess a paintbrush, like a liquid, a water brush. I added a little bit of water to it and I just splattered it, and I used paper towel just to pick up the water, but look how it looks. So pretty. And I know you shouldn't really say it looks pretty for a masculine card, but it just really gives it something. I love how this card turned out. So like I said, I used a lot of Distress inks. I used Mermaid Lagoon, Salty Ocean, Tumbled Glass, Chipped Sapphire, and I think maybe even just a little bit in the corner of, where's my purples? I think just a little bit also of some Dusty Concord. Not too much, but it looks like just down in the middle. I know I had it out. I made a couple of backgrounds, and I have them ready to go for next time. So I think for this one I did have some of that. I started off with Tumbled Glass, and then I pretty much covered it up with Salty Ocean. Right kind of in the middle is a lot of Mermaid Lagoon. I have Chipped Sapphire kind of rounding out the corners to give it some nice dimension. A lot of Chipped Sapphire at the bottom, and just a little bit of the Dusty Concord in the corners of the card. So for these rays, I made a stencil using my silhouette just kind of fiddled and made some. So it's not like a design that you can purchase from the design store. And I used some broken china oxide ink. And I love using oxide inks on top of distress inks because it really just has that dimensional look. So I used some blending brushes. I do have the picket fences. These were really cheap on Amazon, and I've noticed that I really like just using one brush per color. So I was using them and wiping them and cleaning them, but still I couldn't get out like the really dark blues or the dark purples. So I've been using these, and I prefer the smaller brush as well as opposed to some of the bigger brushes from picket fences. But these are really cool, and it wipes off. I can go from chip sapphire right back to tumbled glass, and there's no problems. So sometimes I noticed if I was using like a green and then I would use a different color, it'd come out kind of brown, or like the purples were hard to wash out, and sometimes it would be kind of just muddy. And I noticed a lot of yellows too were making my blues look green. So I've really enjoyed this. It really doesn't matter if you've used a dark color. I have a microfiber cloth. I just rub off any kind of color that I've been using. I test it out on paper, and then it's really good to go. So I've really been happy with that find. I still like my picket fences brushes. I've just also been like kind of using those in addition too. So that was the background. For this cute little scene building things, I have the MFT, My Favorite Things, Mermazing stamp set. And it was really fun. I used this kind of corally piece, kind of like seaweed, and then some fish. And I really, like I said, wasn't wanting to color that day. I just really wanted to get it done. And also I really love stamping. Not everything for me is all about coloring sometimes, but it's also really fun sometimes just to stamp. I have all of these beautiful inks, and it was really nice using them. So for the green, I again used oxide inks on top of my distressed ink background. And I used forest moss for the seaweed and abandoned coral for like the corally pieces. For those little fish, I just used Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And the fish were really cool. I was kind of like thinking I had to keep them going this direction. I thought, oh, that's too bad. I wanted them to go the other way. When you flip it upside down, it looks just as good. I mean, there's one eye. The eye is almost in the center of the fish. So I've just been doing it, and I think it looks great. Now I have fish swimming every which way. Anyways, that is my first card. It's plain on the inside. I think I might dress up the inside a little bit after my card yesterday. I'll show you next. I decorated the inside as well, and I think I'm going to do that with this. So my next card that I made was a really fun, I used my Lawn Fawn picture changer dies. I'm going to show them to you. It really is just, I keep them all in the bag that they came from, and I also have the add-on. So I keep all of the dies together for that. And I haven't used my picture changer in such a long time, and it was really fun. I love how this card turned out. So it's for a friend. She's actually having surgery today. They've started some of the elective surgeries, and she's having one. She's spending overnight in the hospital. And just with everything going on, it's really kind of like a nerve-wracking time to be going through that. So I really wanted to make her a card and just encourage her. So she's having her surgery today, and I'm going to drop it off so she'll have it when she gets home, I guess tomorrow afternoon. So again, I'm going to start off explaining this little bit here. I used, for the image, the Lawn Fawn Get Well Before and Afters. So I created masks after I stamped and colored. So I used the two whales from this stamp set. I used my Spectrum Noir markers, and I used my warm grays for the whale. And I'm just pulling them out. They're not where I thought they would be. Not there. And I used the purples and a little bit of turquoise. Okay, sorry. Again, I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. So for the whale, both of the whales, I used the warm grays, BG1, BG2, BG4. The little ice pack on the top was with the purples, PL5 and PL4. And then for his little thermometer here, I used the turquoise colors. So really quick, easy. I did some shading. I didn't really go crazy. I really like how it turned out though. And I think I stamped it too far over. The thermometer really is, you have to pull it just right to get it to cover up. And so there he is, just plain and simple. So I created a scene. I used my distress inks once again. For the background, I used Chipped Sapphire, Mermaid Lagoon, and Salty Ocean. I used my handy dandy distress brush, and I had a lot of fun. I just distressed everything. It was all cut out in white, and I inked it all up with distress inks. Same as well over with the mask, over the whale. These were the colors used again. And then for the fun background, it was that same stamp set that I used for my submarine card, the Mermazing stamp set from MFT. And again, the same three things and the same two colors for the seaweed and the coral, and the fish again were in Mft Tuxedo Black ink. So I love how it turned out, really nice. Wasn't sure what to do once I had this piece done. So I cut out a scalloped label with my silhouette. The number wasn't available anymore. I couldn't find it on the Silhouette store, but its name was Scalloped Label. And then I used this MFT background stamp. I have had it for a long time. I love the background stamps. They really do add a lot with a card. And with that, I did use some Hero Arts. Mid-tone Navy was the color that I used. Around the edge of the card, I did use some Chipped Sapphire. Just to kind of, it looked a lot like quite a contrast with just leaving it white. So I went back and I inked it up, and I really think it looks nice. So this one on the inside, I added a lot too. I started off with Salty Ocean Distress ink, and then I kind of added just a little bit of Mermaid Lagoon and Chipped Sapphire, just in kind of various places, and I just let it fade out. Again, the same three colors, the Tuxedo Black ink, the Forest Moss, and the Abandoned Coral. I used the sentiments from that Lawn Fawn stamp set, and I used my stamp positioner. And I should have done this first. It was an afterthought. It's not quite centered, but oh well, it is what it is. I used the Navy Hero Arts ink for the Get Well Soon, and the Memento Tuxedo Black ink for Wishing You a Fast Recovery. So there's the inside, there's the front, and it's the inside I think I might go and do on the submarine card. I think that would look kind of cute too. So I really liked how this turned out. And one more time. Okay, and my last card. This card is, I think I'm going to send it to my sister. I have a whole bunch of cards that I want to make and just send to people, especially now that I'm done school. I have some more time. My husband is working from home, so our basement is quite busy and loud, so I haven't had a lot of time to craft. But I have done some, and so I think I'm going to get this into the mail. Love how this card turned out. I started off by using some more distress ink. This is Salty Ocean. Started just in the center and let it kind of fade out. I used some more Navy mid-tone Hero Arts ink. I used the Lawn Fawn Rain or Shine before and after. I was really after this cloud. So that's what I used all over. And the sentiment is from there as well. It's kind of, now that I've used the blue ink, it's stained, but I think this card is so cute. That's it, just nice and plain. The rainbow is called the 4-arc boho rainbow. It is 316484 on the Silhouette store. Got it not too long ago, but it's just, I really like it. It's not traditional. This card is also plain on the inside. And that is it. Those are the 3 cards. it was really fun. Like I said, I haven't crafted in such a long time. It was so much fun just sitting and crafting and listening to music. It was great. So I hope to be able to craft again soon. And when I do, I would love if you guys wanted to tune in for my next video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is safe, and I hope everyone is having a great day. Oops. Sorry. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time. Bye.